Hello, my global family. I'm Dana Lane, host of the Global Yaadie podcast, and welcome to our first community spotlight feature where we focus on individuals and organizations doing important work to protect the environment. And today I have with me Terica Drysdale, President of Guardians of the Green. I almost said Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm working on that. Welcome, Terica.
Thank you for having me, Dana.
All right, so we're here in Hope Gardens, Kingston, and by the way, it's a coincidence. This is our second time.
Second time.
Second time that we're meeting in person, and second time in Hope Gardens.
Right.
All right, it's such a soothing time. And before, Happy Earth Day.
Oh, happy Earth Day to you also,
All
Guardian.
right. Yes, I'm a part of the Guardian family. I love that. So before we get into it, who is Terica?
All right, so Terica is an intersectional ecofeminist, and I'm a lover of nature, I'm a lover of people, and I'm a peaceful person. So essentially, I grew up in rural Jamaica, that's in Portland, and I'm deeply connected to the earth. My grandmother, she plants, so I grew up loving and working with the earth. So me, a earth person. I was born in April 28th, I'm a Taurus. I'm a earth person.
All right, happy belated birthday, by the way. Strong in our earth.
Yes.
So I love the name Guardians of the Green. I mean, it's powerful. It suggests protector, and it kind of gives like a Marvel superhero, but for the environment and for energy. I don't know if anybody, do people ever tease you about that. But what inspired Guardians of the Green?
All right, so essentially when we came up with the name Guardians of the Green, we wanted to be superheroes of protecting the earth itself. We want to be, you have the superheroes all together, come together almighty and powerful to protect something, to want. We want to be inclusive, to have everybody coming together. So essentially, the female, the male, the disabled, everybody included. Everybody's a guardian. So inclusion is dead stamp into being a guardian.
All right. So you said we. So when did it start? How did you come up with it? What was the spark, that channeled this?
All right. So in 2019, I was in my senior year in high school, sixth form, lower six. And under the gazebo, just like here.
Where is that?
That's in Mark Bay High School in St. Thomas. I'm from Portland, but I went to school in Mark Bay. And we wanted to do some beach cleanup, but at the time we didn't have a club at the school. So then we say, you know what? One Saturday we just go down to the beach and have a beach cleanup. But we say, come give yourself a name. We're almighty and powerful that day. We say, we're a guardian though, guardian of the green, protecting the guardian. So that's how it started in 2019. Just want to do some beach cleanup. We just wanted to do some work and create an impact.
I love that. And before, when you were describing what Guardians of the Green stands for, you mentioned about inclusivity, and I know that part of your mission is about focusing on serving vulnerable groups and communities. Why is this important for you?
All right. So how this really ties in is that we are an intersectional environmental group. That means that we protect planet and people. We have different type of people that is being affected by the climate crisis, different from other persons.
Right.
So your homeless people, they're not going to feel the same effects like me and you who are hosts, because they're on the streets, they're in the hot sun. When it rains and flood, we can go home and have a roof over our head. They don't. So we want to ensure that those persons who are vulnerable, they also feel included and they are representing in whatever solutions that we come up with. So essentially, all our projects, all our events, they're going to include with those persons in mind to ensure that nobody's left behind in the solution that we are creating for Jamaica.
I love that. I love that. So I'm clearly understanding the path, the position of Guardians of the Green. What are some of the activities that you are involved in, aside from, protecting the vulnerable, which is very important, but I want to know that, the other activities that you're doing.
All right. So firstly, for the Guardians that's inside of the group, we want to ensure that our activism is fun and enjoyable. So we're planning to have a retreat in August. We go out and camp. We talk about environmental issues. We also play games and so on. So it doesn't feel as if it's a daunting process, because when you have a gloomy light over everything and like, oh, the earth is gonna blow up or something like that, you need to, calm down. We're in this together. We can have fun in whatever we're doing. So we're having that retreat. We camp. We're outside in the wild. Also, we're going to have a art, poetry, and music fest like.
Lovely.
So we are catering to young people. We have to incorporate our activism in a way that is showy so that persons are attracted to it. So our art pieces are going to show use plastics to, just to have a nice thing, use plastic, upcycle it. We're going to play some nice music. We're going to have our poetry by our lovely poets. That's what we go essentially. So that's geared towards young people and to be a bit more creative, cater to everybody also. And another thing also, which we're going to speak about a little later on, the food program. That is for our vulnerable communities, that's the homeless and the poor persons and shut-ins. No, that's a major project for us, first ever. So we wanted to serve communities in Portland, St. Thomas, Kingston, and St. Andrew. We want to start in Portland, Port Antonio, where we're going to provide meals for the homeless and the shut-ins. This essentially part of our missions to ensure that the homeless feel included, because suppose you go to somebody, you say, what is climate change and so on, they're not going to care about it because they're hungry.
Right.
You have to ensure you cater to their needs, and then they'll want to listen to you also. Show a bit of compassion to people, and then your mission will carry out.
I love that. So have you I want to find out what is the support like, or for the food program, because that's very ambitious in a very good way, but it takes a lot of consideration, cost, volunteerism. Like, are you seeking support? Because I want you to use the opportunity as well, to don't be afraid, to call out, seek sponsorship and any other kind of resources that you may need to execute this program.
All right. So the program hasn't been launched yet. This is the launching now. So we are now asking for the volunteers and also the monetary support. So that's what we essentially need. We're going to need the help. So going forward, we'll be campaigning, also do a little fundraising so that we can ensure that we have quality food to give people.
Right. So maybe your art, I'm not sure if you're going to be charging a fee. I'm willing to pay, I'm sure. No, the art fest that you spoke about, I think that could definitely be one of the fundraising initiatives towards the food program.
Yeah, man.
And one of the other things that I have to talk to you about, given that the Earth Day theme looks at planet versus plastic, I know that part of your organization, Guardian of the Green, organize community and coastal cleanups, and I know plastic. If you've ever participated in any kind of beach or community cleanup, I think plastic would have been probably one of the most high volume items that we collect. So I wanted to find out, your experience with the beach cleanups. How is it that you get the community involved in these activities?
All right, so I'm going to talk you through the process of our beach cleanups. So essentially, like 3 weeks before the proposed dates, we showcase it on social media to ensure that the mass knows about it so they can show up. Now they register on the day. We have a list of people we are expecting. Now, we say 9 o'clock. When 9 o'clock comes now, we ensure that 30 minutes before start time, we do a sensitization session where we talk about why we're here, the do's and don'ts. Oh, you don't pick up shells, the natural vegetation, you leave it. The only thing you take up is the man-made item, your plastic, the cloth, and so on. We put them, we talk about the process, how to sort the waste. Plastic goes in one thing, the glass bottle is going to the other, and so on. We talk about that. When people see crowd now, here's how the community comes in now. When people see crowd, people see people talking, you see water, you see food coming up.
Curious.
Yes, you come over now, you say, hey, you want to join? We have refreshments here, it's free. Just come tell them about the initiative. That's how we got people. Let me tell you something, Dana. So we had our beach cleanup in 2019. 20 persons signed up. And at the end, no, 15 people signed up. At the end, we have like 35. That difference was from persons, you know,
The word of mouth.
observing and seeing that. So also, food was also an incentive that carried people in. So people just want to see that you're doing the work. You know, people don't want to know that, oh, people are just talking on the internet, you know.
Right.
Just having the seminars and the big, glamorous talking and so on. They want to see you doing the work.
Talking.
We'll be doing the work.
Yes.
They want to ensure that you're doing the work and they'll come in there.
Right, but disclaimer, I also participate in beach cleanup. Big Rotaractor over here, Rotaract Club of St. Andrew. Big Rotaract Club of Jamaica Eastwood. All right, but I love that you mentioned that, and I commend you for coordinating the cleanup initiatives, because a lot of times they may be led by established clubs or the corporate led.
Right.
So it's good to see these pockets of effort, you know, mobilizing around protecting and cleaning up our environment and our community. I wanted to ask, for the same beach cleanups and community cleanups, if you have any specific target areas this year or communities this year that you'll be going into.
All right. So we didn't officially adopt the beach,
Yes.
but we always target the coastline in St. Thomas. That's Rudolph Elder Park.
Okay.
That's where we've always been. We have been to a community in Willerfield. That's where persons would have say, oh, we need help here.
Yes.
So one element in GOG, what we have now, is we have a reporting system where anybody would like, hey, we need volunteers here. There's a lot of garbage here, but we need somebody to come pick it up. Maybe NSWME can't mobilize persons to clean it up, but we are guardians. We have the resources and we're gonna go there. So all it takes for people, the public, is to sign it up, give the location of where the garbage is, and we will see what we can do.
The guardians will appear.
Yeah, man. We're gonna appear.
Probably, I don't know. I'm just visualizing. Maybe you need a mascot. Guardians of the Green, it needs a mascot, you know, to
In
like
full
where you're
time.
the superhero. You're gonna have the little kids at career day. It is a movement. You never know, but I love it. One of the other things I wanted, still on Earth Day and Planet versus Plastics, do you have any personal tips of how to either reduce your plastic use, or what to do with plastic, what not to do?
All right. So firstly, we have to refuse single-use plastic. Before I even go into that, we're human beings and we are going to create waste. But what really matters is the amount of waste we create. We have to refuse our single-use plastic, Dana. The plastic bottles, the drinking water plastic bottles, no. You can buy a tumbler, refill it, and it also, in the long run, saves you money also. One personal thing that I have now moved into is buying metal straws. Yes, it's expensive, but I see it as an investment in myself and the planet also. So we have to take into consideration our health also and the planet, because there's a correlation between plastic, the leachate from chemicals and plastic, and our health. It's just a chain reaction. There is no good in plastic usage. So refuse. No recycling. Here's the tricky part now. We don't have enough resources.
Say that louder.
We don't have enough resources here in Jamaica for recycling. One thing I would love to see Jamaica move forward to is having a rigid recycling program. What I mean by that now, in our rural areas, I have never seen, I don't know if that's different for other person, I've never seen where you have the bins, plastic, glass, and normal waste. That's something I would love to see in rural areas. Yes, it's there in Kingston, it's right over there, but we should have it in every inch and every corner of Jamaica. Because what? Plastic not only keep in the urban spaces, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Every single where.
And even from a cleanup perspective, sometimes the plastic that accumulates at the point of collection is not the point of collection is not the point of origin. Sometimes it washes downstream. So I think there's so much more that we need to do. And I don't know if you have any advice or any looking, because sometimes even for me as a participant in beach cleanups, sometimes I feel so devastated. Like every year you come to the same space, it doesn't seem to be reducing.
Right.
So sometimes when you report that you collect more plastic than last year, it's not good because it means we're using more. So I don't know if you have any what are some of the innovative ways that we can look at how we add to the plastic collection initiative?
All right. Firstly, education. Education is a big step in activism and also eradicating plastic pollution. We have to go out into the communities and let people know what their action is doing. As I mentioned, that every year the plastic is accumulating, and you're wondering, where does all this plastic come from? They come downstream. There are persons upstream using it, dumping it because they don't know better.
Also driving and throwing it out the window.
Exactly. So we just need our country to be more environmentally conscious, and that's a part of our motto, creating a safer, clean, and environmentally conscious Jamaica. We need to be big on educating people.
But on a serious note, do you think that is it that people don't know that they're not supposed to dispose of plastic? Do you think education is the big challenge as it relates to our plastic pollution problem?
It is quarter of the problem.
What's the 3/4?
The resources.
Right.
We need to provide the provision, as I mentioned, the bins. We need the resources, and we also need a solution to the problems also. We need to invest into plastic research. We need the technology to transform our plastic waste into something more useful. There's a lot of times I'm looking on the internet and I'm seeing there are some other persons, they transform tires into, construction products and so on. Why can't big Jamaica, I'm not going to say little Jamaica because we're big alone and large. Why can't we as a country pool the resources, the time, and we also have brilliant minds here. Why not invest in those ideas to come up with a solution? Because we really need it before it becomes catastrophic.
Sound like Guardians of the Green wants to do a plastic pitch competition. Oh my, but no, those are really good insights. The resources, I think that's a very critical point. We can't be stressing behaviors if we don't have the enabling environment to support that. So that's really great. So one last question I have for you before we wind down. How can people who are listening and watching become a guardian?
All right. Anybody can become a guardian. Right now, Dana is a guardian. It doesn't matter your age, your background, wherever you're from, your educational background, you can become a guardian. All you have to do is just sign up on our website, www.guardiansofthegreenja.com, and we'll review the application and you'll be in. The only entry fee that you have to becoming a guardian is your commitment into creating a good impact, positive impact. You just need a commitment, and that's all. That's your entry fee.
See, so I'm a guardian, so I can call other guardians. We're calling on all the guardians to join Guardians of the Green. This was Terica Drysdale. I want to thank her for joining for our first community spotlight feature on Earth Day. And we're looking at the theme, planet versus plastic, not just Global Yaadie, everybody. So I want to encourage you, what can you do in your space to guard the green and to protect our planet from plastics? Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks, Terica.
Bye, Guardians.
Bye.